there is a scope of them asking questions from the smallest range to high range questions based on the fundamentals itself. But still, you need to be confident, and I was underconfident based on my preparation. But the first word which I said in the interview was, I said I was good enough. So it creates a negative impression. Be conscious about the words that you use. I would suggest that one thing. So when you say something, be conscious. Don't be quick. Be conscious and be mindful of what you're speaking, because ఒకసారి మాట మాట్లాడింది we can't take it back, and it will create a wrong impression. And another mistake was, for example, one of the first, when we are in we also face many Viva interviews, small interviews. But in one of the interviews in second year, I don't know why, I was emotional for an English Viva. So don't be emotional. Be very balanced, cool, composed. Don't be very emotional or very excited. Very excited in the sense it should not appear that you're desperate or something. In one of the interviews, like Accenture interviews, I was able to answer a lot of questions. So I was happy that I was able to answer the questions. But with later time, I had a big, like, I had a smile which was more than similar to a laugh. It will, so what happens is it will create a negative impression, I would like to believe. So after the interview is over, you keep thinking, you make certain mistakes. So be composed, like mentally be stable, be happy. As I said, as many of all said, be confident, have a smile on your face. And also, when you're not able to answer a question, you can say that, maybe I don't know much about this. You can ask another question and be balanced. Okay, and be very, very careful about the words that you say. And it's also said that you are the director of your interview. You will direct the direction of the interview. You'll be able to say, take the interview wherever you want. So everything that you say in the beginning itself, that will pave a path for where the interview will finally end. So these are some of the suggestions which I wanted to suggest. Thank you.
So Praja, let me add some thoughts, okay, here. So, see, you don't go through an interview every single day. You don't even go through an interview every year. So, when you're doing something which is not common, obviously you're going to be uncomfortable. So, you have to accept that fact. I'm going to be uncomfortable. And almost, I would say, 4 to 5 interviews which you are doing will be, the first 4 to 5 interviews which you're doing will be uncomfortable. So you have to be patient with yourself. You have to accept, okay, I'm learning. I'm going through this new, I'm trying to tell all these people whom I don't know who I am. All my 4 years of learning, all my life, what I have been, I'm trying to tell these people in this 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the time is, to show that I am, I can work for them. Okay. So this is not an easy thing. So be patient with yourself. That's very important. And it's okay if you don't do well. If you don't do well for 1, 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter. Okay. Keep learning with each interview. Okay. Then third thing is, when you're going to a job or anything, ask yourself, do you want a job or do you want to provide value to the company? If you're going and saying, I want a job, they're thinking you're taking their money. When you go and say, I want to provide value, then they'll say, wow, this guy wants to create money for me. So who do you think people will hire? Someone who's going to make money for them or someone who's going to take money from them?
Obviously make money for them.
Money.
Exactly, right? So, but how do we go to the interview?
We want a job.
We want a job. We want to take money from them, right? So that mindset itself creates problems. So those people, they are thinking, I have to hold on to my money. I'll only give it to that person who is really, really going to provide value, right? So they're thinking, hey, what is these people? Everyone wants to take my money. So if you can, go with that mindset, saying, I want to provide value. And you will see, so then you will start seeing many possibilities that open in front of you. Okay, so that's all from me for now.
Sir, I still didn't get the answer for the question that was asked to Tejasri, regarding the Swiggy question.
Yeah, we actually answered it well.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He said, depending on the situation, I will give an answer. And she gave a couple of situations like, okay, if I'm not hungry, I'll be fine. So she did give the answer. But, what because I was in the interview panel, right? I interviewed people myself. And the same person I liked, others didn't like. The same person I didn't like, the other person people liked. So there is a lot of individual opinions that happen there. So don't take it personally. If someone says your resume is not good, doesn't matter. You should know whether it is good or not. You should go. So some ideas are good, okay, but don't get caught up in someone else's opinion. And like you said, Vinay, and even Tejasri said, is, I listened to, Surya's and Sandhya's interviews, and I went to the interview and then I was not clear, right? I was not being myself. So that is, being yourself is probably the best thing than trying to impress someone. Like, Srividya tells you all the time, right? Do not impress, express. It works actually. It actually works. But we worry so much about the times we failed that we think trying to impress is better. And we have grown all through life saying, when I was growing, all the time my father used to say, impress your teachers. And so it has always been impress someone, right? Impressing usually doesn't work that well. Expressing actually works. So, and finally, you only need one job. You don't need 5 jobs, So you just, even if you go through 10 interviews and 9 of them said no, 1 of them said, well, yes, good, that's enough. And the first job which you get is really not, first job or second job or third job, that is really not the most important thing. What is important is, are you going with a mindset to provide value to that company? Are you willing to learn and enjoy that learning process, interacting with all these different people, interacting with this company to provide value to the community? Because any company, what does it do? Finally, it provides value to the community, to the society. So you are saying, hey, I'm getting to be a part of a company by which I can provide value to the company, value to the society. So you got to enjoy that part. If you're willing to do that, you're going to have a great time. Did I answer your question, Vinay?
Yes, sir. Got it. I got the answer.
So Vivekta raised hand. If she has any question, please do ask.
Yeah, as many of the speakers mentioned that you need to be specific. Can you give any example? Like when it comes to skills, how to explain them or how to present that thing in an example, like giving an example.
Suppose say whenever I mentioned that in my interview, what happened is they asked me, like I was mentioning that what is your goal? They asked me this question. So I mentioned that my goal is to see this world run on sustainable energy. So the next question was like, how would you do that? So then we start being specific, right? So I said that I would like to work on the catalysis area, specifically in the hydrogen energy. So that way I was very clear about, that is how we be specific. So we have a goal which we say that this is our goal, and being specific in the sense they'll ask you how you gonna make it. So this is one way I answered it. And also yeah, I'll think through the other question if I get it.
Yes, and also like before my interview, like someone is being interviewed. I really didn't remember the name, but when he told about his goal, he was asked the 3-pointer action plan. Like what are the 3 items that you have in your action plan that takes you to the goal? Suppose say if I want to become an entrepreneur. So what are your 3 action items? Like, are you going to job and then going for MBA, something like that? Like, what are the 3 action items that you have in brain? That shows your clarity on how you want to look at your life. That really matters. And also, like as Nikhil said, when he mentioned about the renewable energy, like it's a whole lot of like a bigger field, right? So one needs to be like they are expecting one needs to be more specific on which field you want to concentrate on, and what is the change, like what is the little change that you want to make on. Yeah, that is the specificity.
Thank you.
Shivani Akka raised hand. If she has any question, please ask.
Yes, this is a question for everyone, like whoever have been interviewed. What are the things that we learned in ESL helped you to face the interview?
Super question, Shivani. Go ahead, Nikhil.
First thing is that being confident wherever you are. That is first thing which I learned, because that is how I believe that we can make things happen. Being confident about ourselves and about what we do. And the other thing is like being interactive and keeping a smile on your face. So if you are not like that is the other thing what I learned. And also the main thing is that how you will make things happen as a team. Like wherever you see it, either it be in a company or it be in any place, the team is important, because we can't do everything as a single individual. So in ESL, what we do is we do team skills, like we do things as a team. So this really makes us show in a better way, because we already have been experiencing things like by doing as a team, and this really helps us. And not only for this mock interview, I guess that whenever I introduce myself, the first thing what I say is that I like being part of teams and making things happen as a team. And so ESL way is that we do things as a team, and team skill will help us. And also the things what we did, like the books what we wrote, they show us, they make us feel amazed, like how they are able to do this. When we are making them think, that is when we are on a plus point, right? So that is how being writing the books, and yes, decision making, discussing, and I guess everything what we do in ESL will definitely help us in interview.
Shivani, I got a really interesting answer for your question. So, like for the past 4 years, if you are the same person who is involved in the process that is being followed by everyone, you won't be knowing much about yourself, right? So an interview is all about presenting yourself, right? So that has helped me a lot before preparing for the interview, because apart from the process, like the academic process that is involved in the assignments, that the exams, I have also done things where I got to know about myself more, and also the strengths and weaknesses, and also the way I present to people. Like these are all the things that I got to know only with ESL, like any activity that I have been part of. So in that way, like as I have said you, I was mentally prepared. I was just rethinking about the things and the activities that I have involved and the experiences that I have got, which really added to my confidence to a next level. So I just I was very grateful for every activity that I have done all through the years, because if any question that is asked to me, I really have a point. Like suppose say if they ask me about the team playing, I had an answer. If they ask about the leadership, I had an answer. If I was the same guy that only involved in the academic process and didn't do any activity like kind of ESL, then I won't be having much, and I should be making up the things at that point of time. So our point like huge plus. And the second interesting point is we know how to talk with elders. We really know. in the top talks or in the alumni talks, in everything, we really did friendship with the people of those age groups. Like simply what happens if young students like us like go side by to the elder people, we'll simply stop talking, right? But we with our own interests are interacting with the alumni and interacting with the great business people who are in the interview panel, right? So wale kada unnadi. So we know how they think, we know what they want, we know how we can provide value to them. So avaithe chaala place ayyayi nakaithe. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ananya.
Also Nikhil చెప్పినట్టుగా like Nikhil immersion interview కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు చెప్పాడు like how important that the sentence that from Shravan sir, like ఇది మీ రెజ్యూమేలో యాడ్ అవుతుంది, ఇది మీ రెజ్యూమేలో యాడ్ అవుతుంది, ఇది మీ రెజ్యూమేలో యాడ్ అవుతుంది అన్నట్టుగా. Like really we felt that when we got into the interview, like every small thing that we have done was added to the resume. Like that made our resumes too long. నిజంగా చెప్పాలంటే like we had many things to write in the resume, and we are at a point where we have to choose what to mention specifically. కొన్ని వదిలేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. Yeah. Thank you. Surya, would you like to answer Shivani's question?
Vinay, can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, the question was what were the things that helped you from ESL to attend the interview?
I think everything about the interview showed my transformation because of ESL. Because first of all, having the courage to attend such a panel itself is a huge step, which was possible because of the regular interactions which we had in ESL. Because we made the student-alumni interaction a very regular interaction. As a result of which, I felt very comfortable facing the panel. Coming to the knowledge which I have gained, it was all because of Shravan sir's principle of self-learning. So, sir always said that self-learning is the best way to go. I mean, and learn as you go. For example, when I was writing the Pro 2 book, I had to, for every problem which I solved in Pro 2, I had to gain an in-depth knowledge of the background knowledge. So in that process, many of my concepts became clear. And even a question was asked in the interview on pumps, on the design of a pump. And the reason I was able to answer it was because of Pro2. Because when I was learning designing pumps in Pro2, I parallelly I had to refer the concepts of pump from textbook. So in this way, every principle which we focus on in our ESL is definitely going to help us do well in the interview.
Thank you, Anmaya.
Thank you, Shivani.
Can we also know answer for this from Kavya Akka and Sandhya Akka?
I think all the points have been covered by all the three of them wonderfully. That is the essence. We'll be able to face the panelists confidently, comfortably. That is biggest plus point. And also, I think one of the best things is whether you are actually a part of any cell, E-cell, or actually doing it or not. When you are in an interview and you're asked questions, people will say some things. I have organized this, I've organized that, I've learned from this, we had a team and all these things. And you can't make out whether, actually you can make out whether it is from their experience or they're just blabbering or they're just trying to impress. But what is the wonderful thing which I felt was when you actually have your own experience, you're not lying at all. You're being honest to yourself. So the happiness while expressing all this is real. That to me is very important. So you're not lying at all. You're actually expressing, and also it's not only for the interview. When you directly face a job when you're working, the experience that you have working with different people, interacting with different people, getting to know their ideas, respecting people, this is a culture. Actually, I have not been an active member of ESL, but I know the principles. I know, I just peep into it and I know the essence and I've learned only observing it. So you guys are all a part of ESL and you're learning way more than what an observer can do. So I think you're real about what you're saying. So it will help you have a confidence in yourself and feel good about yourself and also feel happy for others' achievements also. I would say that.
Thank you. Okay. Can we know from
Yes, I don't know about the ESL works, but how the people worked. But I came to know that ESL people were able to work 8 to 10 hours a day. Am I right? Shravan sir told this. So the main thing to attract me in the ESL is work the people from 8 to 10 hours is the most hardworking thing. And if we do with love and a passion, it gives us a lot of knowledge. As Surya said, doing a project, while doing a project, we will get more questions. So in order to clear them, we have to refer other books. With that, we will get knowledge and we get some more ideas about the project and subtopics. So if you are doing a project with the interest and passion, you will get more knowledge. It will be useful for to attend an interview clearly, confidently, and strongly, briefly. This is what I would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Akka. Tejasvi Akka raised hand. Akka, do you want to say?
Yes. So, one thing to answer these questions, she asked about we can answer our skill-oriented questions. So, for example, like teamwork or leadership, say the situation you were already went on. For example, you, along with Tarun, has done that cow dung paint project, right? So, explain that situation, not indeed I am good at knowing them and saying we will communicate well. I understand their situation and come up with an idea and leading this team. Instead saying this all things, say the situation you were already went on. So be genuine on how you have done things. So that makes to understand them also. And the second thing, the Swiggy question which was asked is, first I felt like, what do I answer for this? But later on, I was when I understood complete question, um, I was genuine with myself, because whenever I get hungry, I used to eat whatever in front of me. So I told that same thing to sir. So sir told me, so do you like to compromise on things? Yeah, according to the situations. If the situation doesn't give you harmful later on, then I will compromise there itself. If it is on my hands, then I will make it happen. But if the situation, if I'm it's I want to compromise for sure, I'll make it happen. So that is the example which is very I think, Vinayanna, that is my answer. If I want to do that, for example, if I'm hungry, I used to eat whatever before me. That is the genuine answer I told to them. Next question. Next thing which is very important is, you are fluent English. Suppose they ask you different type of questions, you don't know how what are the words to be used in that sentences. For example, they ask you about academic questions, you have to be use some terminology regarding that. So if they ask a question like genuine or like any generic type, you have to say those terminology words. So be fluent in English, not like me. So learn English, be fluent, let them understand and you understand. So that the conversation doesn't matter English, it matters only about you. Thank you.
Thank you, Akka. And Apurva raised hand. Hope she has some question to ask.
Yes. I want to know how you managed to, like, when they asked some questions which you really don't know, how you said them no, or something like that in a smart way. How can we say that? Question to all.
I think a smart way comes when you have already went through so many interviews. So later on you can understand with those experiences, oh, how can I answer this thing, so such that it doesn't go longer.
I feel you can say when you don't know anything about it, you can be free and you can be honest. But if you know at least to some extent, you can convey that whatever you know, you can convey that. I feel that. I'm not sure whether this is the right way or not, but I feel whenever I don't know anything about the topic that they asked, you can say that yes, I don't know that, and you can say that I'll learn about it.
Yeah, in the final comments from the interviewers, they mentioned that you should not be guessing. Like, if you know it, you should answer it, or else you'll have to tell like you don't know honestly, but don't guess it. Like, if you are little sure about it, you can do that, might be, but if you really don't know anything and you are simply guessing, that will give a wrong opinion. And also, I understand your question, Apurva. Even I want to know answer for that. Like, how to tell I don't know in a smart way.
Suryana raised hand. Hope he want to answer.
I agree with Vinay and Kavya. If you one way would be to let them know about your thinking process. Even if you are not sure about the answer, you can say, I'm not very sure, but this is my thinking process. You can say this and tell them how you are going to think or approach something which you are not very sure about. I think that is going to be very valuable.
Kushala raised hand. Kushala, please ask your question.
First of all, thank you for sharing your experience with us. And my question is that what suggestions would you give us regarding technical preparation?
What was the question? I couldn't hear it clearly.
What suggestions would you give us regarding the technical preparation?
I was not asked any technical questions. So my interview was focused on the objective that I have kept in my fourth year project. But as far as I have observed, they are concentrating on the FM fluid mechanics, like the pumps and the minute details. Like also there will be some numbers, Kushala, like Biot number, Reynolds number, and all. So you really need to know the formulas of those and the definitions of those. And also, like Nikhil was asked a question on pump design, and the basic formulas of like heat, mass, and momentum transfer. Those are really needed. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Surya, go ahead.
I agree with Vinay, and the fluid mechanics and heat transfer are very important when it comes to interviews. And another important thing is that you need to understand a formula. Not just the formula, you don't even have to remember the entire formula, but you need to know in what situation are we allowed to use this formula and what does each term of the formula signify. So when we have this kind of knowledge, answering interview questions becomes easier. So you need to question the formula. Why is it this way? For example, in heat transfer, we have a formula like Q is equal to UA delta T LMTD. Now you can question, why is it delta T LMTD? Why is it logarithmic mean average? Why is not arithmetic average? In what conditions should we take logarithmic mean average? Are there any exceptions? So this type of questioning and regular discussions will allow us to learn in a more wholesome manner. Thank you.
Well said, Surya.
Can we hear answer for this from Sandhya Akka and Kavyashree Akka?
I think the questions are pitched level-wise. Like, first of all, as Surya said, you need to understand the formula, not just a formula. Batti patti cheppinattu kaakunda, you need to understand the formula. I think firstly they'll ask you some basic questions. If you're able to answer them, they'll go into much more details. So the level will keep on increasing based on how well you're answering. But one thing which should I would suggest, be confident, be prepared with the fundamentals of all the core subjects, like all the basic formulae, the basic principles. And at least in 1 or 2 subjects like fluid mechanics, heat transfer, and chemical reaction engineering, regarding chemical engineering, try to prepare at a much more better level so that you get to answer the questions. So based on the level at which you are able to answer the questions, you will be asked better questions with more depth, which will make you think and analyze. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All the information is covered by Kavyashree and Surya and Vinay brothers. So one thing more I have to add is mass transfer questions also have been asked in the interviews. So better to go with heat transfer, fluid mechanics, and mass transfer too.
Thank you, Akka. Kilana,
yes, so basically, like maybe this way will help Kushala to answer it, because like when you say heat transfer, mass transfer and all, they might feel like, what are these subjects? So from now onwards, if you think like, as Suryana mentioned, knowing the formula better way, if you start from now itself, it will help you get better in the meanwhile. And also they mainly concentrate on whatever, I guess every question what they ask have been taught to us in our classes. So we don't need to be more like to the next level of these subjects. Basically, like you can read a textbook, but for the interview, I guess what they teach you in the classes, they are good enough, and what they teach are to be revised by ourselves, and that is how we will be able to make it good.
Thank you.
Nivedita's question is that having a positive attitude before attending an interview really helps us? If yes, can anyone please share their experience? This is Nivedita.
Yeah, I'd like to answer this. It is very important to have a positive attitude, not just before the interview, generally also. So optimism always helps you. And also, even during the interview is taking place, if you're not able to answer one or two questions, take it in a positive way. If you're not able to crack this interview, no problem. It will definitely be a learning experience. So don't take it hardly. One of the experiences which one of our seniors said is that when while, like for example, they pitched some 10 questions at you and you were unable to answer the first 3-4 questions. So your confidence keeps on decreasing. Maybe the 5th question is something that you know, but you should not let the previous experience affect how you present the answer that you know. Take everything in a positive way, because it is clear that we are not perfect, like when I said. So it's not about perfection. It's only about how well, if for example, we get to do the job, how well are we capable to do the job as per the amount of knowledge that we have as of now. It is just getting to know our weaks and strengths, and getting to know where we are improving. So don't think that we couldn't answer that and all these things. Just be positive. Try to answer the questions gracefully. And after the interview is completed, you'll have an idea of, maybe you might be thinking that I know this topic well. Sometimes still you might not be answering some questions. So you'll know that it is not good enough. You need to work more on that topic. So just take positively everything, not just before the interview. Be positive. That always helps.
I agree with Kavyasri, sister. We should not be negative. We should be positive always. Once if we get unknown question, we should not feel negative thought, and we should be positive. If one question is not known, another question may be we go through this, we can answer them, but because of the first question is not known to us, that's not mean that the next question will be not answered by us. So it may be well-known answer, well-known question. It may be a good listen. I mean, మనకు తెలిసిన ఆన్సర్ కావచ్చు, మనము ఎప్పుడు నేర్చుకున్నటువంటి టాపిక్ కావచ్చు. సో బీ పాజిటివ్ ఆల్వేస్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అక్క. కెన్ నిఖిలన్న answer this question?
Yes, going to interview with that confidence really helps us. Like, that is how you do things very well, I feel.
So first of all of you have done a really fantastic job in explaining how to prepare for the interview. I wish I had this experience when I was your age. I had to go through all kinds of difficulties to learn how to prepare for an interview. So this is if you start learn, so now you got some ideas now on how to prepare. So this is going to make you, better. And suppose say, everything in this world, right, is happening in a collaboration way. Everything is communication, everything is collaboration. Only thing is the inefficiency in the collaboration, the unhappiness in the collaboration is very high. You can make this collaboration really, really good. And that is where I think we are trying, ESOL is giving you the tools to, do this collaboration at a very high level, so that way you can enjoy life. Okay. So so the question that will always be asked is, even if they don't ask, you can always bring it up, is how you are a team person, right? Because everything is team based. So you can always say, you can even take your example of organizing an event. That itself is a complete collaboration that is happening. So if you're hosting the event, if you're doing something, you could say, I was, the host for this event, and this is how we did it together. So just even that one small event which you're doing in organizing committee is actually quite big. So there is leadership involved, there is collaboration involved, and all the teamwork involved. Everything is there. So one of the things Kavya said, which I really liked, is she said, if you people, I know I did it. I made up things, even though I had really not participated in leadership activities or team activities. But then they suddenly ask you this question that, after 4th year, and you go for an interview, so you make up questions, you make up answers. And when you make up an answer, I'm telling you, the other person can figure it out. And when you make up an answer, you are not really sure. You start saying sentences, saying words, your confidence will, go down also. So, so you think you might, I thought I cheated them, or I thought I fooled them. But you know what? I was on the interview panel, and I know when the person comes to me and starts talking, I know who is really being honest and who is not being honest. It's not like very few people can really fool others. And many people, I probably would say 90% or 95% or 99% of the people can't fool others. We are just not good at it. So being honest is really good. And one thing I want you to do is, start your resume preparation from first year. Resume is very important because you're trying to put 4 years of your journey into a resume. So there should be 2 resumes. One is the short resume, one is the long resume. The long resume should contain every small thing. Don't try to, any small thing you do, put it in the long resume. Long resume can be 20 pages. It's okay, because you're not sending that to anyone. The long resume is for yourself. Short resume is for showing it to sending it to the people. So when you write everything in the long resume, you can move from the long resume to the short resume every 2-3 months. So modify your resume at least minimum, I would say, once every 3 months. I would try to do it at least once every 2 months. This way, when you're looking at your resume, you'll say, what is this? Nothing changed for me in this last 1 month or last 2 months. Then you'll get little more honest with yourself and say, you know what, let me do something. And let me make sure I put something into the resume. You should try to add at least 1 line to your resume every month. That should be your average. So if you can do that, you can add 48 sentences in 4 years. Think about how fantastic that would be. I mean, it's only 1 sentence a month. It's not even much. But 4 years later, it becomes 48 sentences. And if you look at an average resume, you will notice that there isn't much in the resume. If you go to, I probably would say 90% of resumes of all engineering students will have pretty much nothing. I have actually called several people from various colleges, and I looked through their resume, and people actually send me their resume. Their parents will send me resume saying, hey, my son needs a job, can you look at it? I look at their resume and I'm thinking, there isn't much at all in that whole resume. So if you can start doing that one sentence, and then have a long resume and a short resume, I'm telling you that will help you a lot. That will really help you a lot, because you want to, the other person is trying to understand you. The other person is also scared, by the way. You are thinking, array, that company. Assume all of you should assume that you have your own company. If you have your own company, who would you hire? If a person comes to you and says, I want a job, what would you ask them? What would you look for them? Look in them. And if you ask that question to yourself now, then you have 4 years to prepare for that. Okay? So these are all the mistakes we did. We didn't know any of these things. And we struggled and struggled because we didn't know all these things. My children don't. My children already, because we knew the problems we faced, right? So we made sure all of these things were there in their resume. So when they go for interviews, my children don't even get scared. Because we taught them, how to, because we taught them how to talk with people. We we told them about how to present themselves, all that. And they, so just from all of this, Brahma and Tarun, I hope you have made a lot of notes, and I would like to see all of this let's put it together on a web page. So Brahma and Tarun, prepare a web page for this. So saying all the things that everyone should learn from, the questions, everything. Okay. This way we will change. Again, this web page is not going to be perfect. It's okay. We'll just create a draft web page, and slowly within a year it will become perfect, right? It's okay. There is nothing right now. 1 year later, if we have a better web page, that's good. But at least let's get started. Okay. Great job, all of you. I'm really telling you, the way all the people have expressed their thoughts was really well done. Well done. I am, every time I hear you all talk, I feel like, wow, how much growth there is in all of you. So congratulations to all of you, and keep learning. Think about what you want to do, instead of saying, I want money, I want a job, or I want money from the other person. Think about, I want to provide value for the other person. And even one of the things you might want to even consider is, I'll work for free for 1 year. Say that to the company. Especially eCell has a huge network. So you can go, we can actually call Claire Industries. You can call Zchem. You can call Crest. You can call Demands. You can call GrowSmart. You can call all of these companies. We have about 7 to 8 companies whose CEOs will talk with us. You just call them and say, hey, you know what? I have researched on your company. I want to work for you for free. I really like how you have created it. And you can put together a very nice message and send it to them. And trust me, they will take you immediately. And after 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, they'll say, you know what, we want to pay you. Because no one will take free work. It doesn't happen. Maybe 0.0001% of the people might take free work. But no one will take free work. When they see that these people are committed, then they will say, wow, I can build, I can I can double my turnover, I can triple my turnover with this one student. And that is what you have to create. So So have that kind of attitude. Okay. So another one thing I want all of you to consider, I want you to do is, after every semester, I was wondering whether the seniors can do a technical interview on the juniors, saying, so this way they will know these are the concepts they have to learn. Okay. So maybe you could even send the concepts beforehand. I think that's what we should do. The seniors should say, hey, these are the concepts which we think are important after first semester. Send it to them and then interview them later. It's okay. Let them get prepared and then come to the interview.
Wonderful idea, sir.
Good. Vivekta, you wanted to say something?
Maybe before the semester starts, maybe then we'll learn the concept also, the practical this thing also.
That is a very good
and
idea.
we'll be for the interview also.
You could even give them the concepts on what they should learn. Right now you could give them the concepts. What are the really concepts they should learn, and what is the first year, second semester already you should tell them. So this way, they will, when they are going into the second semester, when there's a particular topic comes, they'll say, oh, this is a good topic to pay attention to. And so they'll pay a little more attention. So I think that, start thinking about it and prepare some questions, especially the seniors. Okay. Whatever, even if it might be one question from Vinay, it might be one question from Triveni, just, 10 questions is enough. It doesn't need to be like you have to have a 50 question thing, just 10 questions. That also creates a learning mindset. Okay. Great job. I'm going to take off. I'm really, thank you very much for, I really enjoyed listening to all of you. Bye guys. Bye everyone.
It was really an insightful session. I really loved the session.
Supraja, will you give vote of thanks to the speakers?
It's my privilege to have been asked to propose vote of thanks. My heartfelt thanks to all the speakers who have given their valuable time to grace this session. We all are inspired by your great words. Thank you, Shravan sir, and everyone for making this session more interactive. Thank you, everyone.